What's up guys, my name is Cloud, and in this video I'm going to be doing a build tutorial. I'm going to be doing a rebuild of my competition that I was in about a few weeks ago in my Kennedy V1 competition RDA. I was doing a 7 wrap anarchist 22 gauge wrapped around a 3/30 second drill bit, and it was ohming off to 0.13 ohms. And it was a really good build, but I didn't like the wire I was using. So I'm going to do a rebuild with 22 gauge G-plat as opposed to 22 gauge anarchist wire. And the tools you're going to need for this is wire cutters, scissors, a Phillips screwdriver, depending on the RDA you use. I happen to be having Phillips screwdriver Phillips screws on my RDA. Some use Allen's, but this one's going to be Phillips, so Phillips screwdriver, a 3/30 second drill bit or screwdriver. This happens to be the same size as my drill bit, and cotton. So what I'm going to do is take my strand of 22 gauge, doesn't matter what wire you use, I'm just using G-plat because I like it a lot more than anarchist wire and candle. So I'm going to take about a foot, maybe a little bit less than a foot, and I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to snip off what I need. So now you have about a foot, maybe less. This is about maybe 75 of a foot, a little less than that. So I'm going to get started on my first coil. So I'm going to take my thumb on my screwdriver, and the first wrap is most crucial. You have to wrap it the tightest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wraps. Now I'm going to push with my thumb and forefinger on the screwdriver, get it nice and tight. And I'm going to take my pliers and pull on that wire to make it nice and tight on that screwdriver, and then even up my wires. So what you should be having is something like this. Nice and clean. So now I'm going to cut my leads. One end of the wire is going to be a lot longer than the other. I'm going to have one shorter. So now you're ending up with something like this. And now your coil is done. Put that to the side. Now I'm going to do my other one. So now I have my leftover of the wire. Do the exact same thing as my first coil. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Push that up against. Take my needle nose pliers and pull and tighten up that coil a little bit more. Straighten up my wires and squeeze the coil against that. And now you ended up with this. Should be about the same as the first coil you did. So now I'm going to cut my leads again. Have one shorter than the other. This one's going to be a little bit longer on the side. So now you have something like this. Put that to the side. Okay, now I'm going to grab my RDA. Happen to use the Kennedy V1 comp. And see those airflow holes at the bottom? I need to have the coil centered above those airflow holes. The reason why I'm doing 7 wraps is because it covers it right around the diameter, the length of those 2 airflow holes, so I won't get any leakage. Now this build will work for the Mutation X V4, the Kennedy, the Freak Show, anything with bottom airflow, this will work pretty well with. And it's a very easy build for beginners as far as performance goes, so it's not too complicated. So I'm going to take my screwdriver, put my coil inside, and I want my longest lead to be on the negative and my shortest to be on the positive. I just found it's easier to do. So I'm going to feed them in, like so. And I'm going to tighten down on my negative. I'll show you guys after I'm done. Tighten my negative lead as tight as it can go. And then push. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to do a zoom up real quick. Take my screwdriver and then push it where it centers it on those holes. Tighten down my negative again, because every time you push, it loosens the negative, or anything you tighten down. Okay. Now I'm going to cut my positive lead and my negative. Okay. Now I'm going to start pulsing. Just quick little pulses. And then take your screwdriver and start strumming. Now you should be having something like this. You want the coils to heat up from the inside and go out, and then cool down from the outside going in. Just like that. So now, while this is cooling down, I'm going to take my cotton and roll out about 1.5 inches of cotton. Let's see. Get rid of this excess. About that much. Rip that off. Take your palm and roll it like you're rolling dough. Now take your scissors, take that cotton that you just rolled, and cut it in half. That's going to be used on both coils. And spin the edge to make it easier to feed through those coils. Now the core should be cool by now, so I'm going to put this in. Gonna spin and thread. Spin and thread. Perfect. And I'm gonna cut on each side. So one right about here. A little closer actually, right there. And this side right about there. Same on the other side. With my other piece of cotton from the other side I cut. Everyone has different wicking techniques, but this is just mine. So I'm going to take my flathead screwdriver and I'm going to tuck them into the gaps in the sides of those airflows, those bottom airflows. Quick little tucks, just push them in. And now you should be having something like this. Okay, now I'm going to be using some juice. I'm using Dripaholics Octane. It's like a green apple with caramel. And it's a max VG, so it's going to be very slow on juicing. So what I like to do is a painting strumming method on my coils and cotton. Better absorb. If you just drip it straight on, then it's going to flood that bottom airflow, and we don't want that. So just paint it on and dab here and there. Nice and easy. A little more. And I'm going to do a test fire for you guys. So let's see what happens. Put a little bit more on and try it again. This both helps getting rid of that first cotton taste you get with your hits, and then also just to see the production of what you built. If you build yours close to mine, it should be the exact same thing. Okay, now what I'm going to do is pop off my RDA. And put it on my ohm reader and see what it ohms out to. So I'm ohming out to 0.1 ohms, okay? It's a 0.09, but it fluctuates every so once in a while. Let's see. And I'm going to pop it onto my prototype box mod and see how she fires again. Put some more juice on first. Really easy build to do. Very, very simple build to do. And it performs amazingly well. All right, let's try it out. As you can see, a lot of vapor off of this build. Really good cotton coverage, fits well in almost every RDA that I have this build in. A 0.1 ohm build, it says 0.09, but it depends on the ohm reader. This ohm reader is new. I know that my old one measured it at 0.11, 0.10, 0.11, but this says 0.09. So I don't really trust ohm readers as much as I used to anymore. But I'm gonna back up. Gotta face this out a little bit more. Back up and show you guys. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope this build worked for you as well as it worked for me, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you do as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.